takes the longest to start. And then Twitch. Hello everyone, welcome to Gamersledge Podcast. Come on in, sit down, relax. My name is Mark. I'm one of your hosts. This is Gamersledge Podcast, episode 247, Praying the Week Before Injustice 2. Joining us this week over all the way from his giant fight with Ian about who knows what, it's Dave.
That was a fight? I thought we were agreeing on bad pizza in restaurants.
Well, it was a friendly fight. I mean, there was some vast confusion on what was a flip flop, because apparently there's different definitions for what a flip flop is depending on where you grew up.
I still don't quite understand what thong sandals are or whatever that was.
I think what he's calling the thong sandal is what I grew up with as a flip flop. So
that's a flip
flops
flop.
are thong sandals.
Yeah, and also joining us, the man who clarifies thong sandals as flip flops, it's Matt.
Hey, yeah.
And also joining us from the Great White North, is it cold up there or not?
Not at all.
It's actually probably colder here than it is there. But yeah, it's Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
It's not Alaska.
No, but sometimes it feels like that in the city here. It never gets, like, if the weather says that it's going to be above 69 or 70 degrees, that's a short stay in the city. And that's the only time it happens, and that almost never happens. So it's crazy. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. We have a lot to talk about tonight. If you've never watched Gamersledge Podcast before, this is a podcast that talks about analysis of the week's of gaming news. We also try and help people wisely spend their discretionary income when it comes to movies, television, and video games. Bacon Guy has joined us. Hey, Bacon Guy. You're just here to collect those Gamersledge points. You can't fool me. And if you aren't familiar with the Gamersledge points, if you watch us on Twitch and are signed into your Twitch account, then you earn points for every minute that you earn, which as we do our weekly live streams, you can use those to do all kinds of cool things like interact with our games and make us do things in games. It's a lot of fun. So let's go around the room as we always do, and we'll discuss our what we've been up to. It's been 2 weeks since last week. Last week we had some stuff come up that I wasn't able to do the show. So let's talk about what you've been up to, and let's start with you. Let's start with you, Matt.
All right. Well, let's see. Gaming-wise, mostly still Witcher 3. That is a lot of game in a little package there. Lot of game. The weird thing about this game to me is the boundary between main quest and side quest is almost invisible in many cases. It's like, this is still part of the main story, but it's not part of my main quest that it wants me to go to every time I finish a quest. But yet, one would think that things like, assassinations of kings and stuff would be a part of the main story. So, it's weird because some of them are very obviously side quests. There's still the go. I don't know if these are scripted or if Geralt is really getting sick of me doing every single little side quest because he just gets more and more. Every time I have to go kill a fog goblin or a nest of what are those little imp things called? I forget, nibblers or something like that.
Isn't that the thing from Futurama?
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Thank you.
I couldn't remember what they're called. Oh, Necker, that's what it is. But yeah, that game. I've finally gotten to the point where I don't feel like I'm the squishiest thing in the screen. So there's that. But I did learn they aren't kidding when something has a red skull above it. Yeah, they're not kidding. Run the other way. They're generally one-hit kills. So, but it's slow going. But still, I have no idea how far along I am. I couldn't even guess how far along I am in the main story. Still in the second area, I guess you'd call it. The second part of the second area. So Novigrad, if that tells people out there that have played the game.
You still have so much game to go.
I know, and I've got both of the major expansions too. I've got quests sitting there that I know I can't do because they're either for Heart and Stone and the wine one. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine. So there's a lot of game to go. I'm sure. I'm level 20 now, I think. So yeah, it's a really good game. There are some things about the combat that don't thrill me. Overall, it's really great. Building for that game is just insane.
So for someone who's like insane behind and hasn't started this game yet, does it have a level cap?
I don't know.
I want to say it's like level 99 off the top of my head.
But I mean, we're talking this game levels like almost like first edition Dungeons and Dragons.
It's
like,
super slow.
It's very, very slow. So, and I've got like patterns for weapons and armor that require you to be like level 35 to wear or use, and it's just like that's so far. Like, what do I do with this stuff? I don't even know. But yeah, level 20, I finally kind of feel like I'm actually kind of the badass that I'm advertised as now a little bit. So, yeah, I did that. I did the Prey, what do they call it? Opening hour demo or whatever. Basically the beginning of the game there. Very BioShocky, I think. Very, very much. Okay, some people will say it's more System Shock 2 than BioShock. Yeah, it's semantic.
No,
whatever.
I agree with you. It had a lot of BioShock. Like when you first went into the main area of the space station, I immediately said, "This is BioShock in space. This is exactly what it is."
Yeah. The vending machines have like the exact same font on them that are in the vending machines in BioShock. So that opening is very well done. It fits the motif of what's going on, and yet is also very, very artistic. I was very impressed with the opening. The game overall looks good. The plot seems appropriately brain twisty, but I have to say, was not in love with the combat. As far as I got, was not good really. That's a major.
I wouldn't say it was bad,
but it's not.
It's not the best. It doesn't feel like Destiny. It doesn't feel like
no. It's
most shooters.
Considering how nimble and quick the enemy is, your ability to shoot at them is not equal. And I don't know if that's just because you have to unlock more, whatever those things were called, stab yourself in the eyeball with a needle power-ups.
And which was also very BioShocky as well.
Yeah.
Because you're
they're
wandering around
plasmids.
trying to find museum pieces that you can use to upgrade yourself. I'm like, this is, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was very, very, very Bioshocky. But yeah, it was the combat was the one thing that would hold me back from going on a purchase with that one. Just, being as finicky as I have to be about things. I think it's going to be a great narrative. I think it's going to be a great experience for folks, but the combat just wasn't quite there. As opposed to the other thing that I played recently, which was Horizon Zero Dawn. Only an hour into that, I just got to the part where you actually finally control Aloy as an adult.
Wait. Because you have to explain to those that watch the show, did you finally break down and go off your new game buying ban?
No, I did not. I received this as a gift. I can't control what others gift me. So I did get that as a gift, and the reason I've only gotten an hour into it, even though I've had it for over a week now, is my wife is super into the game, super interested in it, and wants to watch as much of it as possible. So while she's not available, I'm just keeping on playing Witcher. So that'll be a slow one. I'll keep playing it, but it'll just be slow. Let's see. I think I tried out all of the games for PS Plus, and I don't recall anything standing out. Typewriter is okay. That was like the only one that I really felt like I was going to go back to. The disco one is interesting, but enough and roguelike enough that I probably won't keep going with it, just because that's a type of time sink I don't have. And then I've actually been playing on my phone, just trying to figure out what the actual title of it is. I think it's Puzzle Droids, Star Wars Puzzle Droids. I think it's what is it? It's Candy Crush.
Yeah,
it's
but
Candy Crush with Star Wars.
You should have seen Dave. Dave almost just gave himself whiplash, and he's tiny on my screen, so it had to be super exaggerated for me to see it. But he just suddenly was like, I am now listening and interested in this podcast.
Yes, it's called Star Wars Puzzle Droids, and it's totally just Candy Crush with Star Wars theming on it. I haven't hit to the point where there's a paywall yet, but I'm sure it's coming, as with all those games where eventually you just without power-ups. So yeah, that, and then just the plain old Solitaire app that I found and downloaded. I just don't know why. I tried finding that one you talked about the other day, the Solitairica.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it.
Okay. The only thing I found that was even similar to that was a free-to-play one on Android, so I don't know if it's the same thing or not. So I'll have to follow up with you on that at some point. But otherwise, Doctor Who this season, yes, please, thank you very much.
So I have not managed to watch any of it yet. Do you like Bill?
I do. Okay, got to remember, I was watching Doctor Who when I was, this tall on PBS when it aired on Sunday at noon.
Ditto.
And yeah, and she's much more that era style of companion.
Well, I'm not upset.
The complete removal of any romantic interest is a relief to me. That I just that is gone, and that is great. Nardole is in there still, so you got some comic relief with that character. Oddly enough, not a lot. There's been a focus at the beginning of this season on like onboarding for new fans. So there's been a lot of, here's the basic rules of Doctor Who. This is what we do. This is what we are kind of stuff, which is weird considering this is this Doctor's last season, that they would put a big effort into having onboarding stuff in the season. It hasn't been bad. It's been good. It's been good baseline. It's been streamlined. It isn't, like beating you over the head with it necessarily, especially if you are new to the show. But that was the only weird thing that they've been doing. But I like Bill. I enjoy Capaldi's Doctor this season is even more refined than last season, and he's just really, really killing it on all points. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., holy crap. Fitz continues to be my favorite character of all time, I think. I can't pronounce Ian's last name, otherwise I would, just to give him props. I think it's like De Cascater or something like that. It's very Scottish. But yeah, it's the whole Fitzsimmons thing, just bah, that show. But yeah, so that's you guys aren't.
No, don't say anything.
This week. This week,
tonight,
okay, yeah.
After this, we'll be watching it.
Okay. Let's just say the Stinger totally didn't go the direction I thought it was going. So anything else really that I think Sci-Fi starts its next round of shows with Dark Matter and Killjoys and stuff here soon, so it hasn't really been anything extra. The kids have been playing Breath of the Wild, so I've been kind of half watching some of that. Still, every time I hear a real world bird call in that game, for some reason, it like just met the fact that there's whippoorwills and robins and cardinals in Hyrule. It just messes with my brain for some reason.
Oh my god, I can turn your volume down while not messing with Kate's or Dave's. This thing is amazing. I'm sorry.
We're using a new tool, folks, and
yes,
Mark is still playing with it.
That's right. Kate, how about you? What have you been up to?
Let's see. I've been playing D&D as I do every week.
Yes. Plug your new blog post. I saw it this today.
My what?
Your new blog post. Didn't you do another one of your models?
Oh yeah, I do that like all the time.
I know. I had one pop up today, so I thought you had like a brand new one.
Oh. No. Just I do that all the time. But yeah, with D&D, been playing that every week. We've been playing Curse of Strahd. I promised myself I wouldn't get attached to my character because like there's a lot of things in the Curse of Strahd module that can totally TPK you. But I totally am attached to this character. I'm totally gonna cry if he dies. And I messed up all my friends because I gender swapped and I played a male character. But what else have I been playing video game wise? I actually decided to play The Order 1886. I hadn't actually played it before, so I went and played that. I was judging from everyone's comments about it. I was expecting a giant steaming turd, but I actually really liked it.
Yeah, it's
not terrible.
I mean, yeah, I wish there was more gameplay, but I was really invested in the story. Like, I thought the story was really good, and considering it's it was like the start of the PS4, right?
Yeah.
So it's like at least 2 or 3 years old. It looks incredible.
It's still one of the best looking games on.
Oh, it's still like there's games coming out like in next couple months that don't look anywhere near as good as it.
Prey doesn't look that good.
Stealing our own news for a little bit later. There actually is a sale on the PlayStation right now. If you want Order 1886, it's $4.99.
Wow. Yeah, that's worth that.
Like I'm hoping that I've heard that there probably is going to be a second one, but it's in doubt because of how I guess unsuccessful the first one was, but I'm hoping for it because I was really engrossed in this world and the characters. Like, I just hope they add a little more gameplay, because with more gameplay, it would have been like the next Uncharted.
Yeah, I like the setting.
There's a lot of things in it that are Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of just like the weapon picking up and the cover and all that sort of thing. But I was more than happy with the time I spent with it.
And easy platinum too. If you're into that. If whoever's into that, I'm just saying it's an easy platinum.
And I actually started playing Resident Evil 0 on the PS4. I played it back when it was like released on the GameCube. But
that is like the one of the old school style ones that I did not like that one.
It's more difficult because of the item management.
Yeah.
There's no item boxes. You have to drop stuff everywhere. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go through it and play it and probably enjoy it on some level. Like, I like it, I think, more than maybe Code Veronica.
Really? I guess I just didn't like... What was the male character's name?
Billy?
Billy. I didn't really care for him.
Yeah.
So that might have been part of what it was, but I really like Code Veronica, but
I just find when I go back to Code Veronica now is just like, I mean, Resident Evil is hammy, but it's just too hammy. It's like eye-rollingly hokey as hell. Like, it's just like, oh my god.
Like,
I haven't played
Moons over my hammy?
What?
Yeah, Moons over
dude.
Like Moons over my hammy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Denny's reference.
All the characters are like chewing the scenery. It's so...
Oh, so it's Mass Effect Andromeda. Got it.
Oh, poor Mass Effect.
So yeah,
Did you
play that.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, did you play anything else?
Some Dead or Alive Extreme 3, as usual. Just getting ready for Injustice 2.
We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Dave!
Yes.
Can we talk about that early in the news? Because I might have to log off soon because I have to get up for work in like 6 hours.
I will find that for you and we'll do it early in the news. Dave!
Yes?
What have you been up to?
Star Wars droid puzzle thingy.
Yeah.
Before that.
Dave.
Yeah.
Eyes Up
What?
Here, podcast.
What? Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
What have you been up to?
Star Wars
no.
droid puzzle thingy.
What else have you been playing for the last 2 weeks?
I forget now.
Maybe something with a legend and a Zelda?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played that.
Maybe something with a Mario and a Kart?
Yeah. I played that. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me put this down. That's distracting.
That's a good idea.
So I did pick up Mario Kart. It actually came out the day I got married. And I was like, I ran to the store real quick in the morning to pick that up.
Wow.
So I could have it later. There was... I had a couple minutes to kill in the morning, you know? I don't get my makeup done.
A hearty congratulations, by the way.
Yes.
On
Yes,
her making an honest man out of you.
Yes. Now my son finally has a mother. That's how that works, right?
No.
No?
No.
But she didn't have the same last name as him, so isn't it? She becomes his official mom when she takes my last name.
Now Alex can become King of the North if he wants to.
That is the correct answer. I wholeheartedly agree with this.
He is no longer Alex Snow. He is now.
Nice.
Well, except he's from Jersey, so it'd be Alex Swamp.
Alex Smog.
That is the one sad thing. I kind of wish I would have thought that out and somehow,
made it so he didn't inherit New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough he has my abnormally long torso, which causes many weird problems in life.
He can wear
How about those
shorts
games you've been playing, Dave?
I bought a car. I bought a new car, and I couldn't fit in the car. Like, I sat down in the car, and I clunk, hit my head on the ceiling, and the sales...
And your legs couldn't reach the pedals?
What's that? Yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't reach the pedal.
Dangling.
At the ceiling. It's like this freakish, thing. And the saleswoman just looked at me confused. And she was like, "Oh, the seat can lower." And I'm like, "No, I already lowered it. Trust me." But then I buy a Honda Fit, which is the smallest car they have, but it fits. Like it's, I don't know. Yeah, it's. And I look at my son and his little tiny T-Rex limbs, and I realize that I passed that horrible trait on to him, and I apologize to him every day. I feel bad. Okay, so Mario Kart.
Don't worry, he'll do something when he gets older that you'll be glad that you did it,
Yeah.
just to punish him.
So Mario Kart's awesome. That's a lot of fun. I haven't played like online multiplayer or anything yet. Shock. So I'm sure there's somebody else I know that has it. That'll be playing it.
Wait, is there online
so really
multiplayer?
I think so.
How are
There's
they
friend
facilitating
codes.
that?
Through
The
friend
app
codes?
is not out, is it? The app is not out for...
Yeah, they're doing friend code stuff right now.
Yeah, I think it's just friend code stuff.
Yet, but you still do it as friend codes.
I mean, I see a multi. You know something? Maybe it is just couch.
No.
I don't know.
No, you do it the same way you did it with the Wii U. They just haven't switched over yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
see what you did there. She said switched over.
She didn't go. Yeah.
Yeah, I took care of it.
Copyright hit.
Yeah. So
Copyright strike, no money.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I find myself having even more fun taking screenshots of the replays in slow motion to try and like get like like weird faces and stuff on the characters. Like that is very much fun for me. The game itself is great. It's Mario Kart. It's usual things. It has just tons of stuff in it. Tons of characters. You can get Miis. I mean, you have your Miis in there, and then you can sit there and get special outfits with Amiibo. If you scan them in the game, all of a sudden you have like Big Kirby on your head for a helmet. So that's kind of awesome. Other than that, it's Mario Kart. Zelda's still playing that. I haven't got a lot of time into it, so it's just been kind of like messing around with it. I do like my Amiibos every day on it, and I am just flush with like the legendary weapons. Like I don't have any normal weapons in my cache right now.
Hashtag
so I need. Yes, exactly. I need to start.
Again.
I need to start using them. Like I'm like throwing away like the royal broadswords that start at like 52 damage. So yeah, it's like
I've never heard of such a thing. Tut, tut, tut.
Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, I'm like hoarding the stuff, and I gotta I can't even pick up arrows anymore because I have 999 arrows. So I really need to start just going on
Shooting
rampages
something?
in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to
Playing
just
game, not just collecting crap.
Yeah.
yeah, it's bad.
It's his hoarding simulator 2017. That's what we're going to refer to Zelda as from now on for you.
It's what it is. Like it's a problem. I did that, and it got bad.
Dave's waiting for the patch that lets him buy a second house.
I need a second. I need something to store stuff. I need like a box or something. They're not giving it to me. Kind of sucks. But yeah, it's still fun. Trying to think if there was another game. Since last I talked to you, I did get Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah.
Great fun. Awesome game. The Has Been Heroes. I was playing a little bit of that.
How are you
Also on the
liking
Switch.
that, since that was not what you were expecting?
It is actually good. It's tough because it's got a how do I describe it? It's like a roguelike meets Plants vs Zombies.
Right, that's how you said it before, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
because I was thinking of Modern Warfare.
yeah.
Yeah, not.
So it has like a total tower defense kind of feel to the combat in a way, but also the combat's kind of like you need to have strategy with your combat because you're like switching lanes for your guys and they're like attacking different people, and like each one the style they have to attack like breaks down the defense, and then the one goes in for the kill shot, so you have to like time everything, and if you get messed up with the timing, like if you have your guys lined up wrong and all of a sudden it's just you're done. So it's challenging. but in that good way. Like at first, I did not, because I was just thrown off with a completely different style of what I thought it was. So I was really thrown off, and I was kind of having like severe buyer's remorse in the first 5 minutes of it. But after I actually gave it a shot for probably about 15 minutes to kind of figure out what was going on, then it started getting really fun, and next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. So it's one of those kind of games. Trying to think. I think there wasn't there something else? The Mario Kart.
Have you
No,
tasted
I haven't.
all of these new cartridges to make sure that the standards?
No,
are
ever
up to par?
since that. No, ever since that one accident, when I switched, I switched like Mario Kart and Zelda, and like I kind of had my hands full, and I was like sitting weird, so like I popped one of the cartridges in my mouth real quick, and I was just like popped it in, switched it, and I put it in the bag, and then like 10 minutes after that, I licked my lips, and it was still on there. Like I didn't realize it. Like it was on my lips, and it was nasty. So you have to be careful with those things. That is not a cool feature they added in there. Movie-wise, I actually checked out Split. Finally,
Yeah, which I need to.
that was awesome. I really recommend that. What's his face? The guy, the lead actor in it, McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
James
Yeah.
McAvoy.
McAvoy's awesome. Like he really is awesome in that movie. I mean, not that he's not usually pretty great. I mean, I've enjoyed him in pretty much everything I've seen. But yeah, he was phenomenal in this. I also saw there was a new DC animated movie came out, Teen Titans Judas Contract.
Yeah.
Also really well done. That was one that kind of, I know a lot of people were looking forward to that. I wasn't really as familiar with the original comic for that one. But a lot of people really, were looking forward to it. I hope they were satisfied. I thought it was a great one. I can't compare it to the source material, so I'm not going to. But from my completely uneducated point of view, it was a lot of fun. Then there was also I caught up on Saga, the comic book.
Nice.
I get the trades when they come out. So I don't do like the monthly thing on that. I kind of it's kind of like Netflix. You just want to binge watch a season. That's why you get the trades on it.
That's what I do with
drive
Paper
me.
Girls.
What's that?
That's what I do with Paper Girls.
Yeah, it would drive me nuts waiting for that comic month by month. I mean, there's so much going on, and it's just like
that's my problem. That's why I'm.
Yeah, and at the end of like the 7th, it's just like that series. It's so well done. I am so petrified that somebody's going to turn that into like a TV series or something, because I didn't realize how high it sells.
Oh yeah, it's up there.
Like apparently it beats out Walking Dead and stuff like that. Like it's sold a lot more than that, and I know Walking Dead sold a ton.
Vaughn is the only person in our store that ever did beat Walking Dead with Why the Last Man, and so I fully expect that now that they're finally going to make a Why the Last Man TV show, then I fully expect we'll get this eventually too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea.
It'd be an interesting challenge to take on.
It really is something. Like there's certain things that just kind of really show off the mode, the media of storytelling.
It really fits the medium. They'd have to work really hard to convert it and not mess it up.
Yeah, because it really there's just something about like the comic style of telling the story that way that just really works for Saga. It's kind of like why I'm always happy when the William Gibson Sprawl series never gets made into a movie. Because the day they actually make Neuromancer into a movie, like I feel like that's going to be a bad thing. It's just like it works as a book. Like the writing style is just very dense, and like there's a specific style to it that I just don't think is going to carry over to a movie. Some things are just like that. Some things only work as movies. Some things only work as TV shows. And that's okay. And people need to realize that. So I'm really petrified that they're going to ruin Saga with like some kind of bad, TV show.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people hating on the what's it called? Dark Tower trailer that are fans of the book. So yeah,
my wife's she read the books, which I have not. I read the comics and was interested in it, but I thought that trailer looked badass. So
yeah, I was from a non someone who hasn't read the books and generally not a Stephen King fan of his writing. The trailer looked good to me, but Idris Elba kicking ass always does look good.
Yeah, it's tough to hate him.
Bad.
What's that?
I said that man's incapable of looking bad.
Pretty much.
We have to. There's got to be some movie he did that like just was terrible or he was awful in it. But it's definitely not one I've ever seen.
He's British. He's classy.
I so want him to take a crack at Bond. I'd love that
please.
when they threw his name out there for that.
Yeah, me too.
What else? There was one other thing.
There was.
I saw Guardians 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was hoping you'd forget.
Saw Guardians 2.
So worth the ticket price to you?
Oh yeah, totally worth the ticket price. I'm gonna go again to the theater. Like I'm gonna try and drag a couple people to see it.
Is it me or was that movie long? It seemed longer than long. I think it might be the longest one that I'm not saying I was noticing the time because it was going slow. I wanted more of the movie. I thought it was great. The pacing was well done, in my opinion. But it seemed like it was at least 2 hours, 40 minutes, somewhere in there, I think.
I honestly have no idea. I didn't really notice the passage of time like that. I love that scene where they did that joke about the thing. That was awesome.
Yes, and we
that was
have
a really
to keep
good
talking
one.
like this for a while. But so let's talk for a moment about the 5 post-credit endings. One of the things that I had been saying is if you have that many of them, shouldn't that somehow be incorporated into the story at that point? But I guess
I think they proved that.
They were pretty short, so I was all right with that. Number 4 was
he was having fun with the whole Monk's Reward thing, and just like overdoing it. Like I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, but number 4, I almost screamed out loud in the studio. So, hooray!
Yeah, and then I read something later that kind of upset me, but we'll talk about that offline.
Offline, yeah. What the heck happened to you, Matt? You look like some kind of flattened
What
cat.
is that?
And I can no longer hover over you. Maybe he fell off the internet. Well,
I think he was afraid we were going to... Was he afraid we were going to spoil it? We didn't.
We didn't.
I think he was afraid we were going to spoil it.
It's
all your fault.
It's always my fault. So let's see. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We've been plowing through Marvel's Iron Fist, which my wife does not like him, but likes all the other characters. I like the show. He's a weird choice, I guess, for the Danny Rand character in my eyes, but it's okay. It's fine. And the show's good enough to set up everything else that we need to going into the Defenders, so I'm alright with it. I've become obsessed with a YouTube series called Hot Ones, which is actually an interview show where they bring on high-profile guests and they put them through a gauntlet of spicy wings. And the guy is brutal about it in that he waits until they take a bite, and he's taking a bite at the same time, but then immediately launches into a question. And they actually show the Kelvin meter as it's scaling up, and like their hottest one is like
that sounds like Red Pepper Gaming.
Oh, I think Red Pepper Gaming might have stole it from Hot Ones. Because I had heard of Red Pepper Gaming as well, but I'm pretty sure they stole it from Hot Ones, because Hot Ones been going for a couple years now. And but it's actually a really well done interview. But I think their hottest sauce is something like 550,000 on the Kelvin scale, which is ridiculous. But you can see these people physically almost in pain, and the guy just launches into another question, and they're all like, let me process this. It's hilarious. It's actually really, really fun and funny to watch, and he gets some good guests on there. So, a lot of rappers, surprisingly, but still, like, they have comedians and a bunch of other people. It's pretty good. And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we managed to catch up on all that except this week, so which we're going to do after the show here.
Yeah, I have to catch up on the last week. Pretty much caught up on everything else TV-wise. I caught up on Flash.
That's right. I still haven't caught up because the season's not over and it's not on Netflix yet. Matt wants to join my room. Matt, you can join my room. What happened here? How do I let you in? Yes, Matt, you can come into the room. Matt, we will let you into the room. We didn't spoil Guardians of the Galaxy. We still can't see you. Now there's 2 of your smashed kitten face. That's all right. He'll figure it out while we're. There he is.
That's the derpy. That's the derpy snow leopard.
Yeah. So the other things that I have been playing. I'm sorry. I was reminded to tell you, Handmaid's Tale. We're all caught up on that. Or Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. Which, if you know nothing about it, it's a very interesting show about a super far right religious movement that kills the president and Congress in a disguised terrorist attack and then uses it to take over the country and basically removes all women's rights, and it gets pretty messed up beyond that. It's pretty messed up.
Modern day America.
I was not going to go there, but it's more messed up than that. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that?
Well, no, I already know. I haven't seen the show, but Margaret Atwood is very Canadian. We have to read her books in school all the time, so I'm very familiar with Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering what they're going to do when they reach the end of season 1, because that's pretty much where the book's that's where the book ended, so I don't know what they're going to do for season 2. So it's interesting. But they do have some good actors and actresses in it. I actually do. It's very messed up, but at the same time, it's very interesting. So, but definitely not anything where children should be anywhere around you while watching any of it, because it's pretty messed up. I have been playing Clash Royale. I played the Prey demo as well, and I mirror what Matt said for the most part. I think the weirdest thing for me is that there was no L2, so I kept trying to zoom in to shoot, and there was no zoom, so I would end up doing something else, and that would muck with me. But I think one of the most important things that Matt said was that the bad guys are very nimble and quick, and I never felt like I was able to keep up with them. I had to kind of anticipate where they were going to go and spray my foam or whatever in that area.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically in the demo, the only tech you have is to use this like insulation gun to shoot out these globs of instant hardening goo.
So spray my foam at the nimble guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. 9 out of 10, Gamersledge.com. I am interested in playing more of Prey, but I will wait until it goes on sale. Let's just put it that way. But the story looked very interesting. The hacking element was fun, because then you got to get a little bit more of the story when you'd hack into a computer. And the skill trees looked interesting. So I do think it's got the makings of a really good game. I just, at this point, there's so many games out right now, I think that one's just going to be a little bit of a back burner for me.
I think it's a game where you're going to end up respecking your character a lot. Like, you'll get to a point in the game where you basically have to just respec everything to get through that part, and then turn around and respec it back to something else.
Yeah, probably. I finished Persona 5. My first playthrough. I did not get a platinum because I did not follow a guide, which made me kind of upset. but I realized about a third of the way and I wasn't going to get it. It took me 120 hours. I'm working on a full written review for it. I do very much enjoy it. It is not my favorite of the series. I still think that has to go to 4 at this point. This one overstayed its welcome just a little bit. I thought I was going to be done at 90 hours, and it took me an additional 30 hours to finish the game. And I was kind of ready at 90 hours, so the last little bit was a bit of a slogfest to get through the final palace. And I didn't realize that there was a cutoff date where I couldn't go do anything after a certain point, and so I kind of blindly realized, oh, I am now in a corridor in which I cannot turn back and do anything else. So by the time I realized it, it was way too late at that point. So yeah, that was a little bit frustrating. But at the same time, you know, that may sound like my opinion soured. It brought down a little bit in the overall score, but it's still scores better than most of the RPGs I've ever played. So that take the criticisms with a grain of salt. It's actually phenomenal, and I do highly recommend you spend your money on it. I have been playing, and my wife has been playing, a game on the iPhone and iPad called Solitairica. And if you would have told me at any point in my life that I would be playing a roguelike solitaire game and enjoying it, I would have punched you. But that is exactly the best way that I can describe it. It is a roguelike RPG solitaire game. And you earn money by beating monsters in a game of solitaire. But each monster has slightly different rules that can mess with your solitaire game. And you have magic spells and items that you can equip that enhance your solitaire game. And there are 18 battles. And the highest I have made it with the starting deck is 15 battles, 15 wins. And when you die, you earn a different type of currency. I don't know that it actually has a name. It's just an icon. I call it death currency. And with your death currency, you can either buy new decks that work differently or enhance the deck that you have so that every time you flip an ace, it gives you more mana. Or every time you flip a king, it heals you for a certain amount. Or every time you flip a queen, it gives you armor or something along those lines. So there's a whole bunch of mechanics, but it's all, I mean, beautifully, the sound is amazing. The artwork is really good and fun, and the gameplay is actually really, really, really fun. And my wife lost like an entire day where she's like, oh, I remember why I don't play video games again, because I get this stupid addicted to it. I'm like, no, keep playing. I'm an enabler. But yeah. So that's really good, and it is not a free-to-play game. It is a game that has a small cost. I want to say it was $3.99, but there's no in-game purchases beyond that. You earn everything with death currency, and you're gonna die a lot in the game. Sometimes you get that super cheap. Oh, the monster has this really kick-ass combo of skills and modifiers that makes it so that I lose really early on. That's the way it is. For the most part, it's pretty fair, but every once in a while, you know, with any roguelike, you're going to get that half a minute. I'm going to look, Matt, now that you asked. Let me open a new tab here that everybody can see, and I will look to see if Solitaire...
Is it by Righteous Hammer Games?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Okay, it has kind of a weird Harlequin with glowy blue eyes as like your...
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, so it is free. It is free on Android then.
Oh, that's weird. It is not on.
So, but I don't know. So I don't know if it's microtransactions or if it's just. Okay, there's a thing in here that says unlock game, so I'm guessing that's probably.
Yeah,
$4.
Yeah, it's $3.99 on iTunes too. So yeah, $4. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's actually really, really fun, and I find Oh god. Did I just totally do that? I did. Yay. Go to my room. Oh, come on. Well, rats. Oh, shoot. Oh, Neo Sapien. And I bet you can't hear me. And I bet you can't hear me.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. But my webcam's not going to work because it's now being captured.
No.
Oh, yep, I closed the wrong tab. That's fantastic.
World.
Ah, crap on a crap cracker. You guys can hear me, but you can't see me, right? Wait, can you hear me?
He's messed up again.
Hello.
Like, oh, there's a Dave. Is he back?
No.
Yeah, I'm here.
His circle is spinning. Right round.
Dang it.
Oh dear. Dagnit.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
That's weird. Why is it giving me the retry?
Mark's waiting to join your room.
That's.
Where's...
That's the other room.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Dang it. Hi. Yes, I can see you. You can't see me.
Apparently we're in my room. Oh dear.
Yes. I was trying to say that before you left. Okay. Can you hear me? We'll be right back, folks.